It's the scene etched into Kate's memory, the moment a police officer forced her to the ground and held her at gunpoint. The vision's terrifying and begs the question, heavy-handed or justified?
And then I was laying on the ground.
It was quite frightening. There was only the one policeman and he did have the gun and he had her down.
You raise your children to respect the police and, they're the people that you go to if something goes wrong. They're not the people that cause the wrong thing and cause you to fear for your own life and safety.
Kate Harcher is a mature 18-year-old. She's a disability support worker and mother to Dixie, the sausage dog, and she proudly bought her first car this year. But on October 15, she became the target of police on the New South Wales Central Coast.
I turned into my street and then he pulled onto my lawn. I went to get my dog out of the car, and then as I went to exit my door to get Dixie out, I turned around, he had his gun pointed at me. He yelled out, "Get on the ground, you have right to remain silent."
For 90 long seconds, Kate was held at gunpoint.
I kept asking why is the gun pointed at me, because that was mainly what I was scared about. I honestly thought I was going to get shot.
While Kate says she was treated like a criminal, Dixie was still in the car.
They put handcuffs on me and then they ripped me up and started explaining that the vehicle that day on 15th of October was reported stolen by an older lady, but when I purchased the vehicle, it was off a younger Chinese male. I'd never seen an older lady at all.
Kate says she bought her BMW from a Sydney man who advertised it on car sales, and she had the paperwork to prove it.
When I did purchase the vehicle, he said it was on behalf of his friend because they were stuck in another country.
But police say Kate didn't transfer the rego papers into her name for 4 months. Officers requested her car be towed while further inquiries were made.
Well, I was just shocked that I got it towed from my house and then they turn around and think they can ask me for money to pay for something that's mine and pay for something that I didn't want done. I didn't ask them to tow it away.
Kate says the fee was eventually waived and she got her car back after her dad, Mark, became involved. He's a retired police officer who was with the force for 16 years and cannot believe what happened to his daughter.
Good, haven't seen you.
I've never seen an unarmed, compliant person be arrested at gunpoint. And not just arrested at gunpoint, but detained for such a prolonged time. Like, it's just unnecessary. And, while he's holding the gun on her, he keeps her covered the entire time, which is really upsetting because he's constantly fidgeting with his radios and stuff like that. And the chance of an unintentional discharge, they go through the roof. I don't even think she realises how much danger she was really in.
As a father, how heartbroken were you when you watched that footage for the first time?
No parent wants to see that. When I see that, I don't see, someone wearing the same uniform that I wore. I just see a man holding a young, defenceless woman on the ground with a gun.
The officer with his weapon drawn is a senior constable with Traffic and Highway Patrol. Kate was a suspended driver when the incident happened, but he let her off with a warning. Police say all officers apologised at the scene for the confusion, but Kate says the drama didn't end there, with the stolen warning still on her car weeks later.
I got pulled over. I had to explain to my client, obviously they have a disability, so I had to explain to my client, just stay calm, it's okay. And here they are, getting scared because they thought I did something wrong. He just said this vehicle's marked as stolen, and I said I'm dealing with it at the moment with my solicitor and everything. And then he said, okay. And then he went back to his car and then he came back saying, sorry for bothering you, it's sorted out.
Do you feel under attack by the police?
Yeah, I do. They weren't nice at all. And which is really sad because I have such high respect for police, and now it's even going to and from work, my car's I'm not doing anything wrong, but I still feel like someone's watching me. I still feel like every time a highway is behind me, my heart starts racing no matter where I am.
Police say the stolen warning has now been removed from Kate's car and investigations into the reporting of the vehicle as stolen are continuing. As for the highway patrol officer, police have received a formal complaint and are investigating his actions.
Could be me.
Neighbour Linda Parker witnessed the ordeal but thinks the officer was just doing his job.
I was in tears for her. I don't think he was doing the wrong thing. I think he was only following his training because he had no idea that she wasn't the one that stole the car.
A series of unfortunate events that continues to play on Kate's mind.
And there's enough threats towards your children just in everyday life without worrying about the police threatening them with their life.
I deserve an apology, definitely. And even that wouldn't cover what I've been through.